Welcome back. Let me get this score stream off of there because we don't need that anymore because the game is over. Bam. Woosah. We got a victory. Stressed out victory. What should not have been as stressful as it was. Man. What are we doing? It's sheesh. 28-6 in the third quarter. 28-6 in the fourth quarter. And we win 28-25. Donovan dropped 5. He says, be careful on that Raven subreddit, coach. They blaming people for having negative opinions on the coaching staff now. I barely be over there, big dog. I'll tell you something real quick about that subreddit. I used to be over there a lot. I used to go over there and post my videos a lot, especially when I was growing. And I got a DM told me to basically stop posting videos over there because all I do is post videos. So a lot of times I'll be over there now. I just be reading. I just go over there and read a lot of times now. I'll say something every now and then. But I barely even go over there now for that. But appreciate the heads up though, Donovan. Definitely appreciate the heads up. But we won 28-25. Lamar 12 for 15 passing, 1 touchdown, 134 passer rating. Derrick Henry did what we felt like he should do. 25 rushes, 151 yards, 6 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. Lamar 14 for 87, 6.2 yards per carry, 1 touchdown. Bateman led us with 3 catches. Bateman and Zay had 3 catches, but Nelson Aguilar had the most yards with 56. Bateman also had a touchdown, which he didn't seem real excited about. But it is what it is. Let's get into the phone lines. The phone lines will lock at 9:00. They will lock at 9:00 sharp. I'm gonna set the timer at 5 minutes. So as the conversation goes, we can keep talking. But once you hear the timer go off, kind of wrap your point up, and so we can let the next person or persons get on. I got some in there already. I know all of these names, so let me write them down before we even get started, so I make sure I can get them their points. For all callers, you get 250 tally points. Let me write them down first, because I know the ones I got on the line already, I know them. So if you're new, I need your name that's in the chat box so I can add your points to your name. All right, let's get to our first caller. First caller is ddsq. Let's get him up. All right, Dog Team, what's good?
What's good, Coach? How you doing, Doc?
I'm chilling. What's good on your end down there?
We good, dog. The Buccaneers going Buccaneers, dog. We won. We beat Detroit, and then we get blown out by the sorry behind Denver Broncos. You know what I'm saying? So we might as well have lost last week and won this week. It don't matter. But it goes to show you this has been a weird weekend in NFL football. This goes to show you, man, that there's really no sorry teams like that in the league. People, they call teams trash, bro, but they show you every Sunday that these are all pros.
A week-to-week league, what they call it.
It's a
week-to-week league.
It's a week-to-week league, man. You just want to be. You just try to get into the tournament in the end, man. But yeah, just quick thoughts on the game real quick, man, and then a little bit on the rest of the league. Special teams is going to cost the team, bro. And I remember at the beginning of the season, I was telling you, with Lamar, they're going to win 13, 14 games easily. and I still believe that they're that type of team. But special teams and number 77, I don't see it happening, dog. Maybe you lucky if you get 9 to 10 wins if you can get Lamar through the season healthy, because there's no way that game. And really, I mean, I know you were saying the offense couldn't stay on the field. Really, they stayed on the field. What turned the game was that missed field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first two drives, they stayed on the field and put 2 sustaining drives. Tuck missed a field goal. They get they scored a touchdown, onside kick. They get the onside kick. You know what I'm saying? And then, they didn't get it, and then you go 3 and out.
Yep.
But it seems like there's all this. It's not a complete team this year. It's always something. And I think it's going to be that way throughout the year. It's going to always be something. That's not to say that this team can't win and that that they won't be there in the end. But I'm not as confident as I was beforehand. And I don't know if you saw what Carolina went in and did to Vegas. That makes that loss even worse because that's a conference loss.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so you already lost to Kansas City. So if y'all end up with the same record as Kansas City's gonna get that 9.
Yep. 36-22.
Right, and you lose to Vegas too. So if you end up 10-7, 9-8, if Vegas gets lucky and does that, Vegas is gonna get the nod over you too. You know what I'm saying? Because the loss they had today was an NFC loss.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, I think it's going to be pretty good because y'all not going to lose to Lamar's not going to lose to an NFC team. So that's 5 wins right there. So you got to go 4-2 in the division. That's 9-2 with 2 losses outside. That's 9-4. They can get to 11-6 and make some noise in the wild card round. But yeah, the key is to keep A healthy. You keep A healthy, you got a chance at the tournament. But you just don't want. And I just hate that. I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off. A game like this, all it does is make John Harbaugh double down on playing 77-65. Everybody in the difference was beforehand is that whenever the NFL Plus gave fans and everybody access to the coaches film, because it used to be before we didn't have access to it, and there were certain things that you can't see. Everybody can see it now. Whether I don't know if you see John Gruden has his own YouTube channel too. I watched his breakdown.
I listened to it when I was cutting grass yesterday. I had him in my ear.
Everybody points out 77-65 the data mark. Everybody does. Everybody can see it. And so hopefully that doesn't get Lamar hurt and you get to the tournament, you have a chance. But all this does is make it worse. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody. Dude, if you're not going to play Ben Cleveland, cut him. Let him play somebody else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let him get on with his career, man. But it is what it is, dog. My Bucks lost, so I'm probably going to, chill out for the rest of the evening and watch this Chiefs game. But yeah, man, it just take the win. You win next week, you 2-2, and then you right there, bro. You win the next 2 games against the AFC East. The AFC West. You win all your NFC games. You go 4-2 in the division, don't get swept. And I think they'll end the season 10-7, 11-6, and be just as fine.
Yeah, had that momentum going.
Right, because the Browns are terrible, but the Steelers are good though. I watched Steelers today. Steelers pretty good.
Steelers got it's something about them. I can't quite put my finger on it, but they just finding ways. Well,
TJ Watt. TJ Watt is the other. TJ Watt
and Cam.
Yeah, it's true. But TJ Watt, if you look at the difference between him being in the lineup and him not being there, him Lamar and Patrick Mahomes are the biggest difference between winning and losing at any players in the league. I will put my money on that.
Yeah, because TJ always show up in the clutch.
He always whether you like him or not, and that's the difference. If Owe or Matabike ever turn it, or Ajabo ever turn into a closer whenever you need one, like they're good at rushing.
Oh, he definitely that.
It's times like today where you need them to come up with a sack or something or a big play to get you off the field and end the game. The Ravens don't have that. Lamar is still the closer. You got Derrick Henry, 20 carries, 150 yards, and yet the ball's still in Ace hand to close it. But that's why you're paying $50 million. Hopefully you get it through the season. You don't get hurt. We can see him kill that playoff narrative. And maybe the Bucks and Ravens in the Super Bowl, but I doubt it, though, because Baker was Baker today. That's why I don't like it. But I ain't going to. I know you got a lot of calls. I heard all the bells. I'm going to let you go. I'll haul you on the next one, man. I'm praying for you and the family, Doc.
All right, same to you, team. Appreciate you.
Rudy.
Ooh. All right. First call, ddsq, always a good call. Appreciate it. Let's see. Make sure we ain't got nothing over here in the chat box. We good. I think we good in the chat box. We good. All right. Next up, get my timer right. Get my time. Let me show. Hey, the phone lines are open. Let me throw the number up there. Where is the number? There it is. Phone lines are open. They will be open till 9 o'clock. They will be open till 9 o'clock. Let me get my man P Brown up. Let me get my Texas Raven up. What up, P Brown?
What's going on, Coach, man? What's going on with you, Coach, man? Over here, about to take my high blood pressure medication and stress medicine. And then take a shot of whiskey.
That you shouldn't have to need.
That, bruh. Coach, first let me because I can get off topic. I got to start. Did Roger play today at all?
No.
Somebody said it in the chat. John Harbaugh got to be one of the most stubbornest coaches ever. Like, somebody said it in the chat. Like, John Harbaugh pretty much said, F you to the fan base. Oh, y'all want me to... Oh, you got a problem with me rotating? Well, guess what? I'm not even going to rotate the guy that y'all think should be in there.
Right.
I'm going to put the bump. Who is checking this dude in the building?
Nobody.
And
Tony Soprano.
For him to come on camera and say that remark about Falele won that position and beat out Ben Cleveland and say that it's on. It's one thing if he said it, right? But then he goes to say the tape shows it. And you telling me after he finished that interview, nobody in the building said, hey, Harbaugh, where that tape at? You got it in your safe? Because we ain't even seen that.
Right.
Where that tape at? Because I need to see it. You got your own camera out there that don't nobody know about? And then this Sunday, you don't even do the rotation? So what you draft the boy for? Just like your last caller said, why Ben Cleveland still on the team? Did you hate the man to the point where you like, hey, I'm going to bench you the whole season because I know this your last year, so nobody sees how good we know you are, so it'll be hard for you to get picked up next year? Why ain't you just cut him?
Yep.
You got somebody sitting on the bench that could possibly play, but you think he's so bad that you won't play him, but yet you put him on your 53-man roster.
Right. Like I said I don't know if it was where I said that, but the man, he in the gulag.
Right.
He's sitting in the gulag with nobody to fight. He's just sitting there. Like, he don't get an opponent. He just run around the gulag with nobody to fight.
With nobody to fight. Like, I don't get it, man. That today should have never happened. And correct me if I'm wrong. Did we score in the second half?
Yes, we scored that first drive. That very first drive.
Okay, right. When we came out, that first opening drive, we did score. That was the one. Was that the second one that Henry had?
Yes, that's when I don't know if you. Yeah, that's when I was messing with the stream. That's when my stream was. They caught me twerking, I guess. That we scored that drive.
And then after that, and I sit there and said it to myself. I said, please don't let this man come up off the gas and just start playing conservative. And sure enough, that's what we do. Like Harbaugh, the team last week, man, put up 44 on these boys. You should have put up 44 on them.
Yep.
Like we come down to a nail-biting, breathtaking. Like, oh man, here we go. We know what the stat is. You know, fourth quarter leads, by 7 points. We usually lose. I don't get it, man. Like you said, Coach, offense can't stay on the field. He start playing conservative. Like, these boys can't come back. The defense started playing conservative. And everybody just need to know, man. This is my last point. And I'm going to get off. And I'm going to hang up after you. You can say it after that. Everybody had a problem with Greg Roman. And I know they lost this weekend. But I watched that whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Greg called a pretty good damn game.
I think they lost because Herbert got hurt.
Right. That's the only reason they lost that game was because Herbert got hurt. So when he was here, was it really all him, or was it the common denominator with all the offensive coordinators we had? John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna keep watching. Thanks. Have a good night.
Appreciate you, Pete.
Tomorrow night.
All right. Appreciate you, big dog. Thank you.
All right.
But to piggyback off his comment, and this is what I feel about Greg. I think Greg was good for Lamar when Lamar first got to play and to grow into what, Greg was good for Lamar when he first started. As Lamar got better as a quarterback, I don't think Greg matured. I don't think Greg matured with Lamar as far as his play calling and passing concepts and stuff like that. So I think Lamar outgrew Greg. That don't mean Greg is terrible. He was terrible for Lamar at the time. So, but again, like he said, the common denominator with all the people that's been gone is the guy up top. And like this week tells a lot. So people ask him like, yeah, you probably gonna see some new faces on the offensive line. None. You don't even rotate this week. And yes, we rushed for 200 and some yards, but I'm telling you, there are a bunch of plays that 77 stunk it up. Even when 77 had a huge drive killer that put us behind the sticks and kind of forced us to have to punt. So I'm sure there are plays where he screwed the pooch. And I know what Lamar's trying to do. Lamar's trying to throw confidence out there because he's like, okay, if he going to play, I better get behind him and instill confidence in him. I know what Lamar's trying to do. I do. Okay, if they're going to play him, I got to show public support for him and, put some confidence in him. But let's go to our next caller. What up, Cam? How you doing tonight?
Man, doing good, sir. That was another Teflon John masterclass right there. The only thing that saved us is because Dallas is just generally not that good of a team, and Mike McCarthy is a worse version of Teflon John.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason that we won this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also I'm a Texas Raven as well. You know what I'm saying? But my main problem is with Roquan Smith. That dude is out of shape.
Yeah.
He is we hold Lamar to this high standard, which I'm fine with. But then we don't hold Roquan to the same standard. He's an all-pro linebacker. We paid him $100 million, and Trenton Simpson is outplaying him, both in the run and in the pass, because he's not getting no tackle losses, or if he is, it's maybe like 1 or 2 a game.
Mm-hmm.
But he just been getting cooked in coverage, and both zone and man. Like, that dude, I don't know what happened, man, but he just out of shape this season, man.
Yeah, man, and he getting tackles, but they not impactful tackles. Cause like I just looked at the thing when you said that he had 11 tackles this game, but I'm like, where?
Yeah, he is out of shape. Trent Simpson is outplaying him. He's a $100 million linebacker. He's the leader of the defense, and he is playing terrible. We need to start holding him accountable. Because, yeah, and then for Lele, gosh, he has some good moments, man. He has some, but when the game got tough, he got knocked back, man. He just not, and like he won't be gone because Lamar just gave him like his vote of confidence. So
right,
he's not going to. But gosh, and then also I do agree, like not putting 77 in there for not even one drive was not 77 Rosen Garden.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one drive was one big FU to Chris Long, to the fans, to the film watchers. It was Teflon John's one big FU.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause Patrick Curry, he played decent, but he was getting abused on pass downs, and it's like, I just don't see us winning a Super Bowl this year. I hope, I just don't see us winning with this coach, man, because he is terrible. Like, I'm sorry, this is like the only reason that we won this game is because Mike McCarthy is the same version of John Harbaugh, and I just don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what we can do like to fix it because the defense, like Rowe, is out of shape. So I don't know how we can fix Rowe. I mean, maybe when Zach calls like the right plays, you know. But also, Coach, I do have to kind of disagree with your point. Like, I do agree with what Barney Moore was. Is like we put all the money on defense. So even though the offense may stop drives, we put all the money there. We put $1 million with Eddie Jackson, and then we put $100 million in Roquan Smith, and we put $70 million in Marcus Williams, who's been a ghost. Marcus Williams has been a ghost all season. We put all the money in there, and so we have to expect him to not be 32nd in the pass. Like, I'm sorry, Coach. We have to start holding the defense to a higher standard, especially Roquan Smith.
I respect y'all. I respect y'all opinion when y'all say it. I'm not saying y'all wrong with it. I just stand. I mean, I'm gonna stand on. I just feel like the offense, no matter who's out there, you going 3 and out, even if you just can't go 3 and out in the clutch. You gotta.
But that's what I do, man. Because we don't have like a bona fide number one. Like,
yeah.
They never like we have our guys O-line.
Mm-hmm.
So like we can't. So and then we have John Harbaugh calling plays in the second half. Cause
that's what it seemed like.
Like because you saw him with the play sheet in the second half. You saw that, right?
Mm-hmm. I sure did.
He was calling. I'm convinced he was calling plays in the second half because that was just ridiculous how soft we.
It looked totally different, didn't it?
How soft we got. Yeah.
It looked totally different.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like nothing's gonna change until the head coach changes. Like, I don't know what to. I guess that's it for me because I don't know what else to say without repeating myself. But, it's almost like you're almost speechless because it's the same stuff over and over again, and we just happen to win the game today. The definition of insanity.
Yep.
This is right here. Roquan Smith is out of shape, man. He needs to step it up, man. $100 million.
Yep.
All pro. Getting outplayed by Trent Simpson.
Yep. Definitely.
Outplayed.
But yep. I'm gonna definitely look at. I'm gonna take y'all what you and Brian said and look at it more and put more emphasis on what the defense is doing over there. Because I'm an offensive guy, so I look at the offense a lot more. But I definitely will this week take a deeper look at the defense and see what they're doing in those second halves and why they're giving up them leads like that, and try to figure something out. All right.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Appreciate you, Cam. All right. Next up, we got my man Jared. Coming to you, Jared. What's good, Jared?
What up, Coach, man? I'm glad we got the win, but it's basically what some of the previous callers have been talking about, man. I'm just tired of seeing the same stuff. Now, before I talk about Stone feet, let me talk about the defense. Now, I agree with you, Coach. I believe I don't give a daggone if you got the 85 Bears. If the offense is not consistent in moving the ball up and down the field and not giving the defense time to rest, that defense is going to get tired. You can have Mike Singletary back there, Ronnie Lott, especially nowadays with a lot of teams can throw that ball to their feature wide receivers or love to do it. You're going to get cooked. So I agree with that. But my problem is, have you noticed from this game, also last game against the Raiders, both tight ends through the middle was able to generate over 90 yards, like around Roquan or whoever's covering in the middle. What's going on there?
It's like I think it's communication. And it's communication, and part of the fact, like what Cam said, his butt just can't move like Queen could or like Trent. Roquan's a old school linebacker. He good in the run game, and he average at best in the pass game.
Facts, man. And I like Roquan, but I think he's a old school, like you said, old school linebacker that could have played back in the 2000s, later 1990s. But you need to be an athlete. I'm not saying Roquan is, but he's been getting cooked in the pass game. Now to the offensive line, because I don't want to be long. I know you got callers. You remember what I said on the last show, call-in show, the front office failed us?
Mm-hmm.
Lost us the game.
Yep.
John is a good example of that, as we know. So, I caught a little bit of the press conference.
I watched it all.
This joke was delusional. He was praising Falele and said, "Oh, you know,
Lamar did too. Lamar did too.
I'm not, yeah, but Lamar just trying to be a good soldier. He's trying to play nice in the sand, though. But John, his job is to be more realistic. I do give them this. They did a good job of trying to do run plays on the left side away from Falele, but both Falele and Patrick did okay, but he was still getting beat a lot. So, yeah, man, it's basically what the other callers have been saying. It's already been cooked. It's ready to serve. Something needs to change, man, because that don't make no sense. You see. Falele alone, bro, was about to lose us the game.
Yep.
Alone.
Especially in that second half. Especially in the second half.
There was one play, the defensive lineman, when held up Falele and was just waiting on Derek.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the truth just said, he played better, but he ain't played a word enough to be like, hey, he's the guy, without trying something else.
Yeah. He
definitely played better.
And wrap it up, man. You noticed that they took Nate Wiggins out because I guess they felt like they was picking on him. But I'm kind of glad he got that experience.
They should have.
But yeah, they should have. I would have either. But I'm glad he got the experience. But overall, man, if we have to be more consistent on both sides of the ball. Pass rush is kind of scary to me because Cal Van Noy was the only 33-year-old man. We got two. I'm just being real. We got two African brothers, athletic freaks, can't get no pass rush.
Definitely didn't. They didn't show up like they did the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Cal and always was balling last week, but he now he did have almost had one sack, but he got held. But yeah, that's it, man. If something don't change, if John Harbaugh don't go nowhere, then we're not gonna win the Super Bowl, man. I'm sorry, I it's being real, man. But y'all have a blessed day. Thanks for taking my call, Coach.
Oh, no problem. Appreciate you, Jared. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Let's see. Let me get that in. All right. Next up, let me get my timer situated. All right. Next up, we got my man Rave Kingdom. Rave Kingdom is hot. On the line. You up, Rave? Time has started. What's good, my boy?
How y'all doing?
I'm good.
I want everybody to go in that chat and spam the 77s in the chat. 77s in the chat. Now listen.
77s in the chat?
Yeah, everybody spam them 77s in the chat. Now listen. I hope everybody's listening, and I want everybody to listen really, really good. John Harbaugh, and don't worry, your ears are safe. John Harbaugh said, back straight up. I don't know if it was Sunday or Monday, but I'm glad he said that because it kind of explains what I am and what I do. I want to explain to everybody why my passion comes from, where my anger comes from, where my animation comes from. If you listen to in between the lines of my yelling and screaming, I promise you, you can actually hear me think a lot of facts about this team. I'm very smart with this. Okay? I say this anger and built up agony and yelling and animation, I guess y'all call it, is only because I think about the 9-to-5s. I think about the people that's working hard. I think about the people, the single fathers, the single mothers, and I think about them because there's people who watch football and it's all they have in life. There's towns who that's all there is to football. There's single mothers, single fathers that watch football just for that very moment they can escape the stress of this world.
Escape reality.
Even coach, you, us. There's people right now watching the Baltimore Ravens games while they're at work, while they're at the factories, while they're working hard. Coach, right now, you probably got to do some reports right after this, or some editings after this. Write down some information because you got to get back to work. These players make millions of dollars to play backyard football that we did as kids. The only difference is you're a profession. That's the only difference. And how I know this? Because when we was kids, we played a game called Throw 'em Up, Bust 'em Up. I was a 10-year-old kid. I was getting knocked out by high schoolers and college guys. They was throwing the ball in the air and I was getting hit. I didn't cry about it. We didn't have no pads on, none of that. My whole point is, how dare you talk about some facts straight up, lie on the press conferences, and say, hey, I like practice. It went well. And, we made a change that we're going to allow some things to happen where you're going to see different people at different spots, different places. You heard our agony. You heard our distress. You heard what we need to fix. You said, you know what? We're not going to let Rosengarten play at all. And Ben Cleveland ain't coming in either. We're going to leave Lele and McCarty out there the whole game. And we're going to see how y'all really feel. And y'all may hate me for this. I actually wanted us to lose because I knew John Harbaugh would have a reason to defend Lele and McCarty. Yep. I knew it. Okay?
Definitely.
That was a smart move by Lamar with 77 those. A smart move because Lamar knows I am destroyed and fucked and I need help. But the only way I could do it is to cheer up Falele.
Yep.
Because Falele sees these people yelling and arguing for his job. And what sucks about this game is going to go, oh my God, we ran for 200 and something yards. The offensive line did their job. No, they didn't. They just, on the left side did their job. The left side did their job. They ran it 100 plays to the left. And the times they ran it to the right, it was like a couple plays and it went like 4 or 5 yards. And
If that.
Thank God for the power of Derrick Henry that can extend it for another 2 yards. So my passion comes from the fact that there's people right now that works a 9 to 5, $8 an hour. You guys play a season, and then you go to y'all go to the Bora Bora. You go to the islands and beautiful tropical forests and therapy people and massagers. And then you got you ain't got to worry about nothing until the next time you got to go back to working out and go crazy and grinding. Coach, after your summer season, what do you have to do after summer season?
Work.
Go back to work, right?
Go back to work.
Go right back to work. So what gives the excuse for them to act like they can't get right, but we have to? Oh my God, fans, please, stop, come on now. Come on, fans, you're just a fan. We're not a fan. That's fact straight up. There's people that you're wasting people's money. People bought season tickets. People bought that $300 Lamar Jackson autograph jersey. And y'all may think this is funny, but this is real life. While y'all laughing in the chat, I swear to God, some of y'all right now at work. Yep. So don't.
One dude just said he was at work. While he
So
watching while he working his press at work. Yep.
exactly.
So
We even got OTR Mike. He can't even be a part of the round table because he got focused on the grind and focused on the money.
yeah.
He can't be a part of it. So what I'm saying is, all jokes aside, y'all hear me yelling, but how dare you play with our money? How dare you play with our mind like that? That's weird. That's lame. And I'm going to continue to call you guys out, Baltimore. I'm calling the coaching staff out. I am. Malele is in big trouble. I don't care.
Yeah.
I keep watching it.
Wrap it up, big dog. Gotta wrap it up, big dog.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
No problem. I appreciate you. But hey, that's Rave Kingdom, man. I'm gonna have another little announcement. Well, cause we play so late, next week I'm gonna have another little announcement. But we'll talk about that once I get everybody off. And well, after I do it tomorrow, I'm gonna tell everybody tomorrow. But I'll let everybody know, and that should benefit everybody. But appreciate you, Rave. Appreciate you.
All
right. Next up. I got a new one that I don't know who this is, so let's do this. Let's see. I gotta get where my pen at. So first thing for you, I ain't even start your time yet. I need your name in the chat so I can make sure I give you your points. What's your name in the chat?
My name in the chat is the truth.
Oh, that's the truth. Okay, hold on, got that. All right, now your 5-minute stars. Now go ahead, big dog. What's good with you?
First, I mean, I know the concern with everything going on as far as the O-line. I must say, I thought today, in my opinion, the O-line did good. Of course, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best we've seen. It's not the best we could have seen. I personally thought Falele did pretty good today. I didn't see anything. I didn't see any plays where it was just like, man, he getting flat out beat like the first 2 weeks today. I seen a center getting dominated by linebackers and Michael Parsons whenever they lined them up over him. That's what I've seen. I'm gonna call Linderbaum out. Everybody pointing their fingers out for Lele. I thought he played all right today. I wish I would have seen a little bit of Rosengard. I thought I didn't even see him play today. I could be mistaken.
No, he didn't play at all. Not one snap. Not one snap.
That's just my view on the O-line. I think overall, I could feel the overreaction coming from the fan base, but I think overall there was a lot of positives to take away from this game, in my opinion. The Dallas Cowboys, the defense, they can't stop nobody, so it's kind of like, yeah. I have more to say about John Harbaugh and the defense. I'm not too sure if I should come at Zach Orr. I know this is his 3rd game as a DC, but it's just Ravens. The same way Ravens get conservative on offense, we get conservative on defense. When we first came out, we playing press man, press zone. We being real aggressive with the receivers. Then all of a sudden we get a lead. We know that they're coming out the pass, and we're dropping everybody back into deep soft zone coverages. I'm not too sure what's going on with the play calling. It seems like we have a lot of blown assignments, the one touchdown at the back of the end zone. I don't know if Roquan was supposed to drop back further in his zone or if Marcus Williams didn't. It was something going on. This is like the 3rd game of the season. Each week we see a miscommunication that leads to a big play or touchdown. So I'm not really too sure to who to put the blame on, but I just feel like overall when we get these leads, and I'm going to blame John Harbaugh more than I'm going to blame Zach Orr, because it doesn't matter the coordinator. It doesn't matter. We've seen this for 10+ years with John Harbaugh. Whenever we get these big leads, it seems to be we get real conservative. And I just don't understand it. And this is on offense and defense. It's not just from an offensive standpoint. And then I can understand why we wasn't being more aggressive on offense, because we have Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was having a great game today. We was running the ball effectively. So I don't think we should be, when we're up 28-6, I don't think we should be still airing out the ball or still, because we want to milk the clock. But when we get back on defense, why are we still playing conservative? What happened to those blitzes we were dialing up in the first half? Well, not even the first half. This is the whole game. We got away from it. We started dropping back in these weird zone coverages, and they keep attacking the middle of the field. Each week, we've seen it happen week after week so far. The middle of the field, when we go in these zone coverages, is a weakness for the Ravens defense. I don't know why. Roquan, you could put the blame on Roquan. People say he's out of shape. I felt like some of the plays, Roquan was right there to make a play on the ball, but you got to give credit to the quarterback. Dak was putting some heat on those passes, you know. It's the NFL. These guys are paid athletes. These guys are good at what they do. You got to give Dak some respect. I do feel like I would like to see Roquan lose a little bit of weight to see if that can help his athleticism. But overall, I'm not going to be too hard on Roquan. I think Roquan played a good game. You can't be too hard on a linebacker dropping back in coverage, really, and playing the middle of the field in zone. Like, that's just my opinion. Everybody is not a Fred Warner.
Yeah.
That's the only linebacker I can think of that really is amazing when it comes
Let me ask you this, True. Since you brought Fred up, and I think Roquan's the number 2 linebacker behind Fred. Is Rowe as impactful as Fred is overall? Because that's why I think Rowe don't have a lot of impactful. Well, so far this season, I don't think Rowe has had a bunch of impactful plays like Fred do.
No, absolutely not. I believe that Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the league. I always thought that, even when we got from Roquan Smith. I still don't take nothing away from Roquan because I feel like they just 2 different linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, some of you brought it up earlier, like Roquan is more of a traditional linebacker, and I really don't have a problem with that because I feel like these are times where we can see what Trenton Simpson is made of. And a couple plays today, Trenton Simpson was out in coverage and made some great plays, broke up the pass against Jake Ferguson. And it's like certain situations, like we have the 3 safety look. I just want to see them give Trenton Simpson some more snaps. You know, sometimes bring Roquan off the field and give Trenton the green dot sometimes. It just depends on what's going on in the game in certain situations. I understand Roquan, he's the quote-unquote team captain. He got the green dot. He calls the plays. But in passing situations where we know a team is passing, I would like to see Trenton Simpson out on the field a little bit more. I didn't see him on the field that much in the fourth quarter in pass situations. It was Roquan, and they dropped down Kyle Hamilton at linebacker, and they had Eddie Jackson and Marcus Williams playing safety. Yep. I would have liked to see Simpson out there a little bit, you know, just to see what he can do in coverage. I feel like he could do a little bit better in Roquan, and I'm not really trying to take away from Roquan because, you know, that's just how he plays. He's a linebacker. He likes to come down, hit.
The conference has been locked.
My opinion. So if you know he's not that great in coverage, why keep trying to put him in these awkward situations?
True
That's
that.
how I look at it.
Yeah. Now, last thing before I let you go, I do like what you said about taking Rowe off sometimes. The thing about that is you can't change who has the green dot in game. Once you designate that person, you can't change it, and unless he like go out with an injury or something like that. And I think I'm right on that, chat. Y'all can let me know if I'm wrong, but I think once you designate somebody like the person with like, cause that's why Chuck Clark used to always have to play, cause once you designate that guy with the green dot, you can't take him off the field. So that's one of the reasons why Rowe's always out there, because you can't take him off once he designated that person. Unless he gets hurt, I don't think you can take him out. So that's what that is. But Truth, I got you down. I'll definitely, for some reason, wouldn't let me add your points while you was on, but I'll add them on the back end. And I appreciate you for calling. And don't be no stranger. Don't be no stranger. All right.
I got you. I appreciate it.
All right. Appreciate you, big dog. All right. Next one up. So when I do this. All right, so I got you on. First thing I need your name in the chat box, so I make sure I give you your points. What's your name in the chat box?
Cowell.
Oh, media. All right, got you. What's your name in the chat box? I want to make sure I got it right.
Co-World. COE with an underscore world. WILD.
Oh, okay. I got it. All right, now your time has started. What you got for them today?
I mean, I just want to, have a debate with a football head.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to the offense for doing that thing today, but I just feel like if the Ravens want to be contenders, the defense has to hold more often. I think the defense just allows too many points at crucial moments.
Okay.
I think the defense played solid. And they usually play solid. I feel like they play solid either the first half or the second half. But usually when it's the first half, it's like a complete crumble in the second half. And to allow so many points in the fourth with such a very above manageable lead, I think in order to sustain and to constantly win, Defense has to come together as a collective because I feel like it be miscommunications is on I think the defensive line does its thing. That's probably the bright side of the defense. But far as the second level and the linebackers and the third level and the DBs, that's where all the confusion tends to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want it to seem like Zach Orr is the problem. Cause I believe watching Zach Orr play calls, a lot of them it seem like it's just miscommunication on the players on the field. So I feel like people have to realize that Zach Orr is his third game, so it's going to be a little wolves learning lessons and stuff of that nature. But in order for the defense to continue to stay contenders, you got to stop them when it counts. Because Lamar has always been on every offensive coordinator he has had. He's been the scoring machine when he's out there. He always going to give you points. So he's never not did that for us, I feel like. So the offense, I think the little woes that we got on offense for our offensive line will eventually get swept under the rug because Lamar is an athlete. He's a star. He does that, especially having Derrick Henry to help him do the tough times. It's I think Lamar has spoiled us as Ravens fans, Baltimore fans.
Yes.
Because we're so used to seeing such dominant performances, and when it doesn't happen, we're so quick to point the finger. But in this time span of Lamar being our quarterback, he has always came through. And he's always been a top scoring offense. I'm pretty sure his average is in the 20s, which is hard for an NFL team, especially for Lamar to not have nearly as many weapons as other top quarterbacks. So what I take from this game is I think this is the first time I felt like, as a fan, I felt defeated even winning.
Right.
I felt like, dang, defense, if you could have held us to at least one less touchdown, 1 or 2, not make it a hard drop situation, especially being up by so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we did so well just to get in a sense had brain fucked. You executed so well for 3 quarters, and then 4 quarters it was we didn't know what we wanted to do, offense or defense. Because I felt like some of the plays on offense wasn't good calls, but it was understandable calls because of the situation. You want to kill clock. So you're going to run. That's what we got Derrick Henry for. It's to put it in the bruiser's hand to wear the defense down. But it's I'm just saying, the offensive line is not where we want it to be. So Derrick Henry can't be that much of a bruiser because you're going to have Michael Parsons or DeMarcus Lawrence interrupting it early before they even hand off. He already a step or two in the backfield and whatnot. And I just want to give one shout out to Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons fast.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hey, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Do you think Parsons is better than Max Crosby?
You said who? Max Crosby?
Yeah, from last week.
I think I will put Michael Parsons a step above because of his versatility.
Right.
I think
thank you.
He can bounce. He won. You could put him anywhere. He gets disruptive. Max Crosby. I feel like Max Crosby has spots. When he gets to certain sides of the field, he gets dominant. But when you take him on the other side of the field, you can take him out to play. Michael Parsons, you could throw in the middle, have him shadow. You can even have him spot, and he can keep up with most quarterbacks. So I would give Michael Parsons, but I like the more aggressiveness that Matt Crosby had. He plays with more confidence to me. He plays like he wants to. I don't want to take nothing from Michael Parsons, but I feel like you can see on the side Michael Parsons gets beside himself. So it kind of lacks. It kind of oozes onto your teammates. You the best player on the field. You can't get in your head. You gotta show confidence in everybody else. Help let them understand that we may not be doing good, but we're gonna get it right. This only second quarter, third quarter, etc. So I would still put Michael above because of his versatility.
Yeah.
That Michael Parsons kept up with Lamar. He needs defensive end fast linebackers that could really run stride to stride, especially Lamar hitting that outside towards that sideline. That was big shout out to him for sure.
Yep. I appreciate it. As you finished right on time. as soon as it was going off, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate your call, man, and I got your name down, so I'll add the points on the back end, and just keep chatting. and I'll do that. And don't let this be your last time. We got a big one coming up, and hopefully at the end of the next one we'll be 2-2. But like Lisa just said in the chat box, great caller. And hey, just your first time calling, it was a great call. I appreciate it. You had a bunch of great points, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. You have a good night.
You too. And that call right there is like the reason why I do this stuff like this, so people can say and get their opinions off, and because I ain't the type of person that's feel like I'm always right. I feel like I still learn stuff from people, even though I've been doing this stuff a long time. I learn from everybody, and I like talking football with and seeing stuff a different way, because I like you guys are turning me a little bit to pull off the defense some. I mean, off the offense some. Because y'all know I've been saying the offense got to stay on the field. The offense got to stay off the field. Just by listening to you guys constantly say, no, the defense got all the money. They need to do more. And so now you're starting to turn me a little bit to say, hey, maybe I need to pay attention more to the defense. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I do this, and I enjoy doing it. But let's pop on over to our next caller. But that last call was a great call. Great call. All right. Before we get started, let me get your name in the chat box so I can add your points. What's your name in the chat box?
Hey, Coach. My name's Toan S.
Okay. Got it. That's your name in the chat box?
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Time starts now. What you want to talk about this this W, but like our last caller said, feels like a loss.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't think any of us can be surprised, like, at this point, knowing that, the way they're going to call at the end of that game. But I want to look at it from more of like a business standpoint. So, like, at this point, Harbaugh is just kind of messing with Bisciotti's pocketbooks. It's one thing we know, like, billionaires may be billionaires, but they still don't like to waste money. Mm-hmm. Just look at, you look around the league, like, a lot of these teams, like, they're putting, like, a lot of the cost in the stadiums on the city.
Mm-hmm.
So, but either way, at this point, he keeps making that line of liability, and that could hurt his biggest asset, which is Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to cost people from coming to the games. They're not going to spend money on tickets, merchandise, anything like that. So, I mean, he's almost doing a disservice to himself by keeping Harbaugh on there, and as well as the fan base. But, like, I think also another point to that is, like, if you cut Falele and Ben Cleveland's going to find a job, either as a backup to work his way up to a starter at another team. And I think Falele would have trouble even, like, not even necessarily being on a practice squad, but I don't think he would be a backup in, like, the CFL. But, I mean, that's just
great point.
I don't know. I mean, but, I mean, the only reason he even has a job is because the Ravens are one of the 32 teams in the NFL. But, anyways, I don't know. I think like, again, like, one of my biggest gripes is just the fact that we just keep shooting ourselves in the foot. Even on wins, it doesn't necessarily feel like that. And the fact that Harbaugh is going to try and, like, what, and tell us it's raining by saying Falele, played a good game. Like, I remember there was a point, I'm sure you're going to break down all the time. Well, I know you are. But, like, I remember they did a stunt on him, and it seemed like he went, but it only seemed like that because Lamar rolled out right. It was either for a run or a pass. Where, like, he didn't move his feet. He barely got hammered. It was almost reminiscent of Max Crosby. It's just the player wasn't as good, and, didn't get back there. But if it was Micah Parsons, I feel like he would have definitely gotten through that with his speed. And I also don't remember them even putting Micah Parsons on any stunts through there. And I feel like most of the time he was on the right side. He was going against McCarry, which, I mean, he did okay for the most part. I never really saw him get beat like that.
Yeah, he got Linderbaum one good time, though.
Stay there.
He got Linderbaum one good time.
Yeah. But, I mean, I will say, hey, Harbaugh did not lie. He did say he was going to make some changes on that offensive line, and he did. He kept Rosengarten out the game, in the garbage chute, and, so, hey, he didn't lie, so. But, anyway, like, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot that needs to change, reallocating some more resources. Oh, another thing also, the fact that, like, we're wasting resources by having a fullback on there all the time that's not even part of the offense, really, other than just a block. Like, we're running like a 6, sometimes 7-man line. That's only going to give the defense more of an advantage, being able to, like, drop in coverage and, just have more bodies on our less amount of weapons.
Yeah, I don't even count Ricard as a fullback anymore. To me, he's our blocking tight end. I mean, I know today sometimes we lined him up in the backfield to be like a traditional fullback, but to me, he's a blocking tight end. That's what I count him as.
Yeah, he's like a tackle junior or something. I don't know what you would call that.
Extra lineman.
He's now. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a waste when we have the personnel. We might as well use them. I'd rather take Rosengarten getting a few bumps and bruises along the way. I mean, you get halfway through the season probably, and I think we'd be a lot safer than where we would be by keeping the people we got in. So, anyways, that's really all I got right now. At this point, I'd probably end up rambling about stuff, but I made all my points.
Hey, I appreciate you, Kogan. And you made good points, man. I don't know, and I don't know who knows it, but Bisciotti has to be okay with what he's seeing to allow it to go on. Because he just don't care. He just don't care about nothing but the bottom line.
Yeah, he's more about relationships than he is, I think, about the product. But at this point, it's like Harbaugh is just kind of I can't think of the word exactly, but I mean he's just kind of bombing the product. It's like if he went into he's dropping the stock and the value of what the team can be.
Right.
It's like if you worked in an automobile shop or something, you were pumping out cars and he was going in there just putting tiny little leaks in all the tires, just dropping that value. So people are like, I'm not going to buy this car. The tires will file a ton. I don't know.
That's him. I appreciate you, Coach. That is definitely him.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna that is the time right there. Appreciate you, and I'll add your points on the back end. Thank you for calling. Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, next up we got three more. So the phone lines are locked, and we got these last three. We're gonna run them up. The phone lines are locked, but we got three more we got to get to. So I know who this is. Let me go ahead and write his name down. This is my man Marcus. Okay, Marcus. All right, Marcus, your time starts now. Go ahead. What you think about this victory / not so much of a victory?
Coach, this was the same old. John Harbaugh does it again. He done it again. You can't keep playing I think it's a play call because you can't keep playing conservative every time. Because you could tell by the defense, we were playing press coverage. We were playing tight man coverage, and next thing you know, fourth quarter, even though we have a lead, you're not always supposed to play soft coverage all the time. And that's where you see where they was picking up easy yards. And so I contribute that to John Harbaugh because you see it with Zach Orr, you see it with Mike McDonald, you see it with with Wink. It's always at the end of the fourth quarter or during the fourth quarter we become conservative with our pass coverage and we get conservative with our pass rush. Mm-hmm. And I think one way we could kind of prevent that is not send a fourth rusher. If we know they coming back, why just send 3 and have 8, covering the back in the back end, because it seemed like we getting big holes throughout the middle, and if we put 8 in the back, I feel like we could cover up that middle part where Roquan is struggling right now at that part. And I think they need to switch Roquan and Trent around as covering rides, because most of the time they beat Roquan when Trent is coming on a blitz, and so Roquan have to cover that middle, and they beating us on that. So we need to shore up that point right there. And so I just think it's really I hope the national media, everybody see is John Harbaugh. It's him. He's the one who's playing conservative and stuff like that. Because you can even saw on Lamar's face that last drive is why am I still playing? Why am I still coming out on the field? Why are we not putting up points on the board? So that's one point I got. Second point is seems like we get a kicker in the third round. missed for 46 that bad?
Hey, I ain't ready to give up on Tuck yet. Me personally, I ain't ready to give up on Tuck yet. I ain't.
But I don't know. It's the mechanics because sometimes it's not like he missing. He don't have. It's not like he don't have the leg power. I think that's what people is like confusing as he probably don't have the leg power. No, he got the leg power. It's the accuracy, and usually accuracy comes from mechanics and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's his mechanics. Or maybe how Stroud holding the football. I don't know, because it just seems like everything is off about Justin Tucker. So hopefully everything gets fine because we definitely need him. At the end of the season or during the playoffs, and when we need a clutch kick, and he going out here and missing the kick because we think he's automatic. And so, yeah, it's kind of rough right now. Hopefully, sure things up with the Bills versus the Bills. Too many undisciplined penalties and plays I see. We just still playing messy football.
Mm-hmm.
I can't complain enough about the offense. I mean, I see O-line missed some blocks, but mainly we did what we needed to do for the score points, put points to the board. Give Derrick Henry the ball. We still need to. I think we should have do more play action because we did play action first quarter to third quarter, and we put up 28 points. And fourth quarter, we didn't run no play action. And the only time we passed, the 3 times we passed is from shotgun. And so it's like you become predictable again.
Yep.
And why are we just not just doing what we've been doing? Run the ball two or three times, then play action. Run the ball 2 or 3 times, then play action. Because play action was there all game.
Sure was.
All game.
The two boots we had were buck naked. I mean, they were buck naked. The 2 boots we had were wide open, completely wide open.
That's why I blame the John Harbaugh for the whole game plan because he playing conservative. Like, don't pass the ball, don't pass the ball. Just keep running the ball, chew up clock. But at the same time, if everybody knows they running, they can stack the box. Somebody's going to make a tackle. Everybody's not going to keep missing tackles over and over again. Somebody's going to make a tackle. Also, Zay got to catch that ball when the special teams, when the onside kick, Zay got to catch that ball. If they catch the ball, I won't think the comeback would have been that, serious or will be in full effect, but Zay have to catch that ball. Other than that, I think it's pretty good. But at the same time, we can't just go in the mindset, this offense won't work against the Bills because it's a different team. Strong McDermott, he always good. Going to put up a good game plan on the defensive side. So that's it. And hopefully defense, we get everything together because the Bills got 2 good tight ends in Kincaid and Knox. So they're going to use that to their full advantage. And make sure we corral and tackle Josh Allen next game.
Tonight.
I'm glad we got the win, but it was a win that shouldn't have happened the way it happened. And what is it with Zach Orr? One last.
Yeah, you got to wrap it up, Marcus.
The best receivers, just one-on-one. Like,
I don't know.
Like what was?
I'll say this. If I'm the Cowboys, every time I saw CD one-on-one with Wiggins, CD would have got the ball.
No,
I don't care what I don't know what the play call was. Every time I looked over there and saw CD one-on-one with Wiggins, the ball going over there.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So you see, I understand you putting, you rotating corners. You see Nate is on CD. Why are you leaving him by himself? No safety help. Like there's no other receivers that is a threat to you at this point in time. Why are you just leaving Nate in his first game? It's not like his third game or his second game. This is his first game first game of the season, and you putting him against a top 3, top 5 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all want to know how they got down the field that fast.
Right.
Like, I just think we make our schemes and our coaching decision, I understand you gotta put it out there, you gotta try it, but sometimes you can't put your players in predicaments. And I think that's what is going on. We put our players in bad predicaments where they make an undisciplined play or a bad play against the ball. So I think now next week you could put Wiggins 101 by itself because there ain't no receivers.
Marcus.
It's like CD or
Marcus, I got one behind you, big dog, and he been waiting for a minute. I hate to cut you off, but normally he be last and I let you roll, but you ain't last tonight. Somebody behind you.
I got you, but this is a good win. Hopefully we can take that momentum and go against the Bills. So I pray on that. So all right, Coach, take it easy now.
All right, enjoy your night, man. Appreciate you.
Okay.
All right. Normally I let Marcus roll because he be last, but he not last today. I got one person behind him. If he'd have been last, I would have let him roll because he always had good points. All right. Before we get my last caller in here, I got to know your name in the chat box so I can give you your points for calling in. What's your name in the chat box?
Ether, God Emperor Ether.
All right. And you watch this this dub. How you feel about it? You happy about it? You sad about it? You indifferent? What's your take on it?
Man, this is trash. It was like Harbaugh is either coaching not to lose, coaching so that his colleague on the opposing team doesn't lose his job, or he's coaching so that a family member covers the spread. Because every time, if you guys notice it, every time they get up, it's so noticeable. They switch it up. They start off, they be steamrolling teams. And if you looked on the TV copy, you see Michael Parsons staring up at the ceiling. He didn't want to be there. CeeDee Lamb, he couldn't figure out what dread he wanted to pull out of his head. Dak Prescott, he was losing his hair. Mike McCarthy, he was just staring across. He knew. And if you was on any of the Cowboys live streams, podcasts, they were all talking about McCarthy losing his job in the second half. That's what they was talking about. They was getting him out of there. Stephen A. Smith would have been talking about that. Shannon Sharp would have been talking about that. Doug Gottlieb, all of them. Collinsworth, all of them. McCarthy got to go. Why? Because he lost that game in the playoffs. Why? Because they got blown out. Not once, twice, back-to-back at home. And you know what Harbaugh did? He had pity on his face for him. And he let him come back in the game. How do I know this? They started running the ball to the right side of the field.
Right.
Even Tom Brady had said something about it. Like, there's no reason to run to the right. They're going to be a left-handed team. They're going to be a left-handed team. Tom Brady had said it during the broadcast. They started running to the right.
I said I couldn't hear Tom Brady while I was watching it, but I said the same exact thing. If we're going to be left-handed, let's be left-handed. Forget it.
Right. So they started going to the right side of the field. So predictable. And then, this started back with Mike McDonald, too. They would go into this prevent defense, back off. They was on top of all the receivers. Then they started leaving Wiggins one-on-one on the outside, or Stevens one-on-one on the outside, on go route. Everything was a go route. And if you play any type of football, DB, or you play basketball, you're going to get gassed out after the second go route. Now, you're going to run a go route and Tolbert's on that side. The next time, the next play, CD's on your side running a go route. You can't run them back to back.
Dan Turpin.
Over the top.
Dan Turpin.
Right.
And Turpin faster than all of them.
Right. So it's so apparent that they trying to cover the spread. There was no reason to let off the gas, and you could tell because it was right there. It was that third down call when they was moving the ball down the field. Then they just switched it up. It was a third and maybe 3 or 4, and he just ran it to the right. And it was like they settled for the field goal, and I felt like he even told Tucker, "Don't make it." You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's just through. Don't make it. You know what I mean? And it was like they started coming back, but it's like if you just be honest, they wasn't really coming back. They just let them come back.
Yeah.
We just gonna run stupid plays and punch you the ball back. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna go prevent and the Cowboys really didn't have nothing for them all game
at all
because they only had 2 receivers: tight end Ferguson and CeeDee Lamb. Everybody else couldn't catch a cold.
Right.
Dak was off. He was off. The high passes, throwing it behind people.
Sure
you know
was.
They really couldn't block. They couldn't run the ball. So
what I don't understand is how do you get people? You had them one dimensional, like they couldn't run the ball at all. You had them one dimensional, and how do you not be able to? I ain't gonna say stop. You couldn't slow them down in the second half. Well, just in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter.
Right in the fourth quarter, they switched up the defense. They switched up the offense. It was like a decision was made at like the 40, like when driving down and score a touchdown. Oh no, we can't score because it's going to be out of reach and it's going to be bad for TV. I mean, morning talk show type of gossip about the coach for Dallas. Now, if you go to all the little Dallas podcasts and stuff like that, they're like, did McCarthy do enough in the fourth quarter to save his job? That's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. So, like, if you just think that from the perspective of, like, he's letting teams back in the game because he's in a good old boy club. Hey, you don't embarrass me, I won't embarrass you type of deal. But he has dogs on his team. He has world beaters on it. The Ravens have world beaters on their roster. I agree. Like, we had to be honest about it. Like, they steamroll teams for a reason early because athletically they can't keep up. They just can't. Like, you have Michael Parsons was running his fastest and Lamar was jogging away from him.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, and that's probably the fastest edge rusher in the league by far. As far as being elite and being on the field, there's probably somebody else who runs like a 4.3, but we don't get no snaps. So you have that person on your team. You have Lamar. So every team is in a pickle. They can't really guard. You have Zay Flowers. No one can guard him one-on-one. You have Isaiah Likely. In space, he's unstoppable. You have a Mark Andrews. He's constantly getting double teamed. He wasn't even on the field today. I don't even.
Barely.
I did see something about that accident that he had. It was a head-on collision. Apparently, that's what he was talking about. Like, he was like, his seatbelt thing went off, and he put the seatbelt on and saved his life, kind of thing. So he might be a little bit more dinged up than they're letting us know, and psychologically and all that stuff like that. He might not be as right as we think, but the Ravens, they're not going to let on to that.
Right.
But as far as
that's one thing we can't play with, that car thing. And I crack jokes about it, but that really ain't nothing to play with because we don't know how serious that is. Them head issues.
Yeah, he said it was a head-on collision. The car came directly at him. He couldn't move. It was an article they put out. He couldn't get out the way, so he smacked him. He saw it coming. And then the same thing for Nate Wiggins. Nate Wiggins was out there, but, like, he hasn't practiced. He hasn't, you know what I'm saying? He's a rookie. He hasn't practiced in, like, at least 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Getting, like, real reps as far as, like, what they drafted him to be. So, like, from what I saw him very passive as far as just, like, running with guys. But I also understood from the standpoint, like, even if you are number one corner, you could be Revis. You still need help over top at all times. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't understand what Eddie Jackson is doing. You know what I'm saying? As far as, like, if he's on the field, he's not. You have 2 safeties that can cover. Somebody should be doubling the number one option at all times. You have Marcus Williams. You have Eddie Jackson. I don't expect Kyle to be part of that role as far as doubling over top. But one of those guys should be doubling over top. I never see it. I see.
We put, like I said last week with Devontae, we didn't do any kind of bracketing to Devontae. We didn't do any kind of special coverage to take him away when he was going off. When Rashee Rice started cooking us in the first game, we didn't do anything special to try to take him away. We just play our defense and like it's supposed to work. Like, you got to realize some of these guys in NFL are special.
When it's pot one of coverage. If you want to be honest about it, it's pot one of coverage. Cover two, drop back. You see Kyle in the slot. He might be the Tampa 2 drop back robber, but for the most part, it's plain as day obvious. It's cover two or it's cover three. It's nothing that's throwing a loop. And teams is having a field day with tight ends.
We do a lot of split field stuff. We'll do 2 on one side, 3 on the other, but that still leaves the middle of the field open because we don't communicate it right. We do a lot of half field coverage stuff, and it still leaves the middle of the field open.
I did like what I saw from Darius. He was bringing the energy. He was bringing it today. As far as like covering the slot, I like that a lot. Marlon, same thing too. Until the third quarter, I don't know why Orr had them come off the press. You know, as far as like putting hands on receivers, coming off the line and stuff like that. They was doing a good job of just jamming CD up for the first 3 quarters. But when he got on the outside, he was letting them single up on top of Stevens or Wiggins. Stevens, he did good, but anybody with common sense going to know, like, throw it at Stevens. He doesn't play the ball well in there. He's good, he's sticky, but his ball skills is below average. And I'm being polite about it. As far as just like if you play some football, you play basketball, you cover, you know he's not good at that. You need a safety over top to help him out. But it's like Orr's playing ego ball with the DBs. What I mean by ego ball is like my guys are better than your guys, but they not. That's how I feel. They're not. As far as like playing the ball in the air, physically tackling and like running with it, yeah, you have you got those guys. But ball skills, you only person that's really got ball skills is Wiggins. He almost had 2 strips.
Yep. The strip he got and like a play right before that.
Right. He had his hand on it. He almost ripped it out. The second one, I don't even think he was aiming to rip it out. He just so natural putting his hands in a cookie jar. You know what I'm saying? That he got that out. But besides that, everybody else is well, as far as the corners, are average with ball skills. Eddie Jackson and Marcus Williams are elite with ball skills, but they're not really. He's not putting them in a position to like win constantly. He did have them robbing the hole a couple of times. I did see that. But as far as like over the top, like the wide receiver 1 should be a non-option, and the tight end should be a non-option. That Trenton Simpson should not be one-on-one with tight ends, nor Roquan should be one-on-one with tight ends without a safety over the top helping out. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just going for any linebacker in the league. That's not really what they're. If they're really good at coverage, they'd be safeties. But they just
the guy we talked about earlier, I don't know if it wasn't with you, but the guy we talked about earlier, I found out this week, and I didn't know this, that Fred used to be a safety, and that's why he's so good in coverage.
Yeah, Fred Warner was a safety. Fred Warner, he was like 6'4" safety.
I didn't know that until this week. Yeah. I knew Urlacher used to be one. I did know they were Urlacher, but I didn't know that about Fred until I found it out this week. I don't even know what I was listening to or watching, but I found it out this week.
He looks so natural at it, like how Kyle looked natural in coverage and stuff like that. He's got practice. Same thing with Trenton Simpson. Trenton Simpson was a safety too. That's why he's decent in coverage. If y'all didn't know that, like he's real comfortable. He came into Clemson as a safety, and then they moved him
his last year
slot linebacker. Then they moved him to middle linebacker. But he used to play the same role Kyle used to play.
Exactly. When Venables was there, and then when Venables left, they moved him to backer. Yep, I agree. Either this I appreciate your convo. I'm gonna end it right there. I gotta lock it down so I can go spend a little time with the missus. Right, cool. And don't be a stranger. I got you locked in. Great conversation. Great call. We had a bunch of great callers tonight. But again, we played. Matter of fact, we'll be on this time next Sunday versus the Bills. So don't be a stranger. Make sure after we hopefully get this dub next time, you call back and give me your thoughts on what we see next time we go out. But again, I appreciate your call, and great time talking football with you. I always learn something different, and you guys are definitely turning me to make me put my eyes more and hold the defense more accountable, because that's where all the assets are. But I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
You too now. All right, so that's all of our callers for tonight, man. Again, I'm going to hold the defense a little more accountable, man. They have to do more. I know the offense got to do more too, but the defense has to do more. They, again, like you guys said, I call them the groceries because that's where all the money is spent, and they got to do more. Despite what the offense do, they got to do more. And the offense they all need to do more too. They all need to do more too. But we did get a victory. I'll take the victory. I'm not happy the way it looked. I still think I think even more now that JH is a certified butthole. Like I used to, y'all know I used to not say nothing about the coaching. I used to give them the benefit of the doubt because me being a former coach, I was not an advocate of saying fire coaches. But I think this dude is a certified butthole with the way he handled stuff the past 2 weeks. I do. And it's certified nuts in my eyes. Certified nuts. I can't wait to see how well Falele played because I know just looking at it with the naked eye, it was better. It was better, but it wasn't great. And the thing is, we still rushed for 200 some yards and it wasn't great. It wasn't. I don't think it might not have been good. Imagine if we get a good right side. Imagine if we get a good right side. What I am happy for we didn't see a lot of counter and power. I'm happy about that. Which I've been screaming like, why are we still running that? And you got guys over there that can't move people, which is Makari and Falele. I'm happy about that. But a lot of stuff I said we should do, we did in the first half. We ran outside zone. We had some boot stuff. We had a little play action, and the crap disappeared in the second half. It disappeared in the second half. But I'm gonna take another look at it, like the TV copy, and then once I get the all 22, I'm gonna dive into it. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow, early tomorrow, as early as I can get it. And I thank y'all, man. We had a great fun day. Both streams were live as always, even with the twerking incident. And if you wasn't here for the twerking incident, you missed out. If you wasn't here for the twerking incident, you really missed out. I was the what's the word of that? I was the butt of that joke, unknowingly, unbeknownst to me that I was the end of the twerking joke. Didn't know it, but came back to it and I was on the stream. It is what it is. But I appreciate y'all, man, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Support all your Ravens content creators, and be on the lookout for film soon, man. Thank y'all. Smash that like button. Let me see what we got on these likes before we get up out of here. We got 153. Hold on, 153 before we get out of here. 153. 153. 153. 153. No, that's the wrong button. Loyalty. There we go. 150. All right, 150 given. So I thank you guys. Now we're gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. You glad you missed the MJ? It wasn't nothing like that. It's like the stream froze or something as I was getting up. That's all. It wasn't nothing like. It wasn't like John Simpson or nothing. It wasn't like John Simpson, nothing like that. Peace, y'all.